It's a slightly different video setup, slightly different audio setup today. I hope you guys can power through it. I'm changing a few things about my workstation, the way I have it set up. So I'm going to be testing out a couple of new layouts for the video, layouts for the audio. So stand by to kind of see what happens there. So really quickly, today's power-up call, I'm going to get right into the lesson. We don't really need to talk about announcements. There's not a lot of stuff we really need to cover. Let's talk about how to get your copy reviewed. I'm going to describe a scenario, and I want you to put a 1 in the chat if this matches your personal experience. So let's say you write some copy for a client and you're ready to send it, or for a prospect. And you think it's okay, but you got some questions about it. So you throw it in a copy review channel, whether that's in the beginner boot camp or whether that's the copy review channel inside of the Chaos Week. Yeah, Jeffrey's always quick with the ones. And you post it up there and you're like waiting to send it out, but like you don't get any good feedback on it, or there's no feedback that comes in quick. You sit there, a minute goes by, 2 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, and nobody comments on your stuff. Maybe like 20 minutes later, someone comes in and like makes a brief like comment on the review page. And then you're sitting there wondering, like, is this copy good? How can I get this reviewed by someone else? Or maybe you got some reviews and you're like, wait, who do I trust? There's a lot of people reviewing this. If that has if you've ever experienced that, like at all, especially if you've ever experienced it in the last 24 hours, put a 1 in the chat. Has anybody in this chat ever experienced this at all? Yeah. Jeffrey said he actually came in with words and said, yes, 1. This happens all the time. Yeah, 1. Quite a few of you. Okay, so let's talk about how to fix this for you guys, because, the 1s are dumping in the chat now. Okay, cool. Let's talk about how to fix this, what it means, and how to, Harit's got a guess on what the answer is. That's part of it. We've got quite a bit of answers here. I want to help you guys understand and manage your expectations correctly, understand the purpose of getting your copy reviewed, and understand the limitations of getting your copy reviewed. So a lot of people come into the program and they get through their first part and they're learning how to write and they're unsure about everything. So what they tend to do is they'll create free value. And this happened back in the day when I had people tease free value, and then they would get a request for the free value from their prospect. They'd write the free value, and then before they send it, they were too scared to send it before they got some reviews on it, right? So they post it there and they wait like a day to get reviews, so 24 hours, and then they'd send the free value over. By that time, the prospect forgot who you are, and it didn't really matter if you sent them good copy or not. But one of the issues I see it is this expectation that you can write some copy, kind of do your best attempt, and then outsource the improvement of that copy to someone else and depend entirely on someone else for writing quality copy. So if you ever have the expectation, I'll write my stuff, but before I send it live, before I send my free value live, I need to get a bunch of people to tell me what I can improve. If that's your mindset about writing copy, it's a really timid mindset. It's a really timid mindset about approaching writing, and timid writers never get results. They hardly ever get the results that a bold, confident writer has. So especially when you're doing free value, especially when you're doing that early stage of things, you can't sit around and wait for someone else to review your copy. Even in an ideal world where I would get to your copy within 30 minutes, you can't sit around and wait 30 minutes. You can't add 30 minutes of time to your work schedule every single day for every piece of free value. The math doesn't work. You personally have to take responsibility for reviewing that part of your copy. Now, I'm going to talk about when to get copy reviewed and how to get it reviewed and why you get it reviewed here in a second. But like your day-to-day free value, your basic copy that you're doing, if every time you write a single word, you need someone in the campus to review it, that's not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for timidness. And timidness will not get you results. You've got to be bold here. You've got to actually be confident in your work. The primary person that gets to review your day-to-day copy is yourself. You need to be using the how to review your copy video mini training that's inside of courses. You go to courses, general resources, video mini trainings, and then it's how to review copy in the most selfless way possible. You need to use that to review your own copy, and actually, instead of outsourcing your thinking to other people, at this stage, you need to bring it all into yourself, take full responsibility for every single word, and use that process to actually learn how to fine-tune your copy. Almost all of copywriting, the first draft is the easiest part of copywriting. Everybody in the world can write a first draft of copy. What separates a good copywriter from a great copywriter is the great copywriter is able to review his own work and improve it and iterate on it and polish it until it gets successful. Everyone's first draft sucks. Everyone. My first draft is terrible. Almost every single time. It's a free-flowing mess. And then I personally review my own stuff and dial it in until it's to a point where I feel confident it's going to get results. Now, if let's say I was in that situation and I write a first draft, instead of just sending it straight off to the copy review to get someone else to do all the hard work of copywriting, I myself would take on the responsibility to improve it as best I possibly could. Now, let's say I'm like fresh out of the boot camp, day 2 out, and I'm doing it, and I realize that no matter how hard I try, and like I've reviewed the lessons, I can't quite seem to get the CTA right. Then in that case, I would submit it for review. I'd post it in there I'd do my best version, probably send it to the client, right? I don't know, maybe from day 2, I'd wait. But I posted in the chat, and with the link inside the message, this is an important way to get your copy reviewed. Instead of just saying, please review this copy, it'd be really helpful, and submitting the link, which is not very likely to get a review. If you do that, people are scrolling through hundreds of copy review submissions. The people that are actively reviewing their copy as part of their daily checklist to improve themselves, they're scrolling through, and they're going to pick the most interesting looking ones. They're going to pick the ones that have a specific question. So if instead you say, hey, I've reviewed this 3 times myself, I'm having a hard time getting the CT specific enough. Can you take a look at the CTA? Now it's a very specific question. Chances are you're going to get more specific and more helpful reviews, and you're going to get more reviews because you've asked a specific question. Now, you combine that with if you yourself actually fulfill the part of the daily checklist where you review other students' copy. If you're doing that, there's going to be a reciprocal nature of reviewing copy, and you're going to build relationships with people inside of the review channel by reviewing each other's copy and helping each other out. So that's the other thing. We kind of blitzed through like 3 different elements here. So first one is you need to take responsibility for reviewing your day-to-day copy. If you do submit copy for review, it's best to do so after you've reviewed it carefully yourself. You've done all you possibly can and ask specific questions about specific things you have identified as problems in the text. You need to start by doing that. You need to also be reviewing copy a lot. Now, if you're first new, you're like, oh, can I actually give good feedback? I don't really know copywriting. In that case, you're going to try, all you really should do when you're reviewing copy, you should follow the how to review copy training. Like that, step by step, you should do it. But you should really only comment on hey, I see that you're using this principle from the bootcamp. Cool. Like that's really all you should do when you're a very, very first time beginner, right? Anyways, so we've covered that part. There's a lot to this. So we talked about you're taking responsibility for yourself, asking specific questions, getting specific feedback after you've done everything you can do, building reciprocal nature by giving actual, actually providing copy review. Let's talk about the actual purpose of getting review on your copy. Again, you shouldn't get copy every single word you've ever done reviewed. You should probably only really need 1 piece of copy reviewed a week, right? You do 1 piece of copy, you submit it, and it should be to help you learn a very specific lesson. It should be like your overall, so let's say you write 50 pieces of free value in a week. 1 piece of free value is going to teach you all the lessons you need to know. Like if someone reviews all 50 of your pieces of work, you're going to get basically the same benefit as if they review just 1 of those free values, right? Like the same mistakes you make here are going to be applied across all 50. The same things you're doing well is going to be the same as basically across all 50. So really just get 1 piece of copy reviewed every couple of days, every week to help you with your massive OODA loop of you improving your copywriting skills. If you do review to polish the piece because you're not sure if it's good or not, and you just want someone else to help you with it, that is not the strategy for getting your copy reviewed. And that's not even the purpose for getting your copy reviewed. That's a one-way ticket to having a crutch of depending on other people's thinking for you to be successful. Like you need to actually take on some responsibility. Use the copy review as a way to help you massively go through your OODA loop, right? To go through these meta skills to identify your weak points in copy in general, and then spend the rest of your time breaking down copy, reviewing stuff from the bootcamp, asking questions in the channel to help fix those problems that you identify in that massive OODA loop by getting your copy reviewed. So we've talked about when to get your copy reviewed, why to get it reviewed, how to get more responses inside the chat. If you want to get copy reviewed by me, I do once a week. I do a deep in-person or a deep live. I don't know in person, that'd be wild. I do a live Zoom call where I break down 5 students' copy. I'll be doing that again this week on Thursday. The links are always an announcement for you guys to submit that. You need to learn how to take those lessons and apply it to your own stuff. The other way that you can get now there is a part of the review process that you guys can't get every single time, and it's something you can do easily. You can get it done within 60 seconds of finishing your copy. After you've done that first draft, after you've edited it a little bit, there are a couple things that you can do to get it checked. There's a few online checkers like Hemingway Editor, like the Hemingway app. If you go do that, that'll give you a good look at your flow and grammar and help you identify mistakes there. Grammarly is kind of helpful for that too. But the other way is just ChatGPT. Slap your copy into ChatGPT, ask the specific questions that you would ask if you were reviewing the copy. Ask it to critique it like it was a copywriting professor helping the person make it more engaging. Ask the questions that you would have about your own copy that you'd like everyone to answer. Ask it to ChatGPT, and you'll get those quick answers you need to rapidly iterate and save the bigger, higher level OODA loop questions for the actual review. Now, a lot of this call has been about managing expectations and shifting focus. I've told you how to get reviews faster and better by asking better and building reciprocal relationships. But what I hope you guys take away from this is the true idea of the purpose of the review call, the purpose of getting your copy reviewed, and how to approach that aspect of your learning in the most profitable and effective way possible. That is the way to approach this. A big part of someone just asked me about the marketing IQ thing. I just check the chat super quick. We finished the submissions yesterday. I haven't got to review it. I was busy recording bootcamp stuff all yesterday. So I'm going to be reviewing that today and picking the winner today and announcing it inside of the Marketing IQ channel. But yeah, guys, I can't stress enough how important it is to go through the daily checklist. You should be spending at least 50% of your time, especially when you're brand new, especially before you have a client. You should be spending 50% of your time doing the tasks that are going to improve your marketing IQ. Outreach is important, but improving your marketing IQ, understanding how to breaking down those wonderful pieces of copy inside of your swipe file, like practicing writing, reviewing other people's copy. Those are the things that are going to massively improve your skill, right? Those are absolutely crucial. I can't stress that enough. I want you guys to be spending at least 50% of your time doing that. If that means you have to drop some of the number of outreach for like a week or two while you're getting your skills and IQ up to level, do it. It's the smartest move you can make on the board. My friends, this has been a good call. Hopefully this is something you guys could take and use today to change how you view getting your copy reviewed. Hopefully this is something that you can do to help yourself take more responsibility and overall actually speed up your learning. This is a way to help you go from being dependent, like a little copywriting welfare kid, to being someone who's independent and capable of improving their own lives and their own ability with the help of the campus in the most effective way. My friends, it's been a good call. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow morning for our next power up call, our next little daily lesson. Until then, keep your eye on announcements. Keep your eye on all the fun channels. We've got some fun things that are going to happen today on Monday, the greatest of all days. I will talk with you guys tomorrow.